Hello everyone and welcome to my YouTube channel. I hope that you're feeling good. I am feeling more than good. I'm feeling really good actually. Stop. I am finally back after I don't know how long have I been like not here? I don't know. I've been living life. Just saying, I've been living life. This summer was crazy, really crazy. But anyway, let's focus because right now we are back to work on ourselves and dive deeper into ourselves and face ourselves and love ourselves even more than we already do, right? And I hope that you're all here with me to love yourself even more because there is never too much love in this world or in ourselves. So let's tap into the vibe of loving ourselves even more. Do you feel the vibe? Because I feel it. I feel it. Ooh, yeah. For the people that do not know me, my name is Megan, and I welcome you in this beautiful container of love and peace where we are diving into ourselves and facing different aspects of us that maybe we have neglected around time on earth, which is pretty normal and pretty okay. But I'm here to just, remind you of what you already know within yourself and also maybe awake a little bit of stuff that you maybe have been suppressed so you can completely navigate your life and feel whole in yourself. You get me? That's what I'm doing. So take your seat, make yourself comfortable, and enjoy. If you haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel, I'm gonna nicely ask you to subscribe and to put a like to the video if you actually like it because it helps me grow and I want to grow my YouTube channel. So please subscribe. For today's video, I was thinking to talk about something that I've been working on my whole life. Okay? My whole life. I think that this was a life lesson for me because sometimes there is certain lesson that come in your life again and again and again for you to truly understand the deepness of it. And this subject that we're going to talk about is a special subject to mine because I have felt like a burden my whole life. And for a person that have felt like a burden all life and that is today not at all feeling like a burden but totally feeling like a human being that deserve to have needs, that deserve to be taken care of, that deserve to feel loved, that deserve to be helped, that deserve to be seen and that deserve to be loved, I want you to feel that way also if you're struggling with feeling like a burden. So listen through and let's dive into the awareness of feeling like a burden and how painful it can be, but how we can get out of it if we allow ourselves to get out of it. So, why do we feel like a burden? Why do we play that game of acting like we don't have needs when actually we got a bunch of needs that are waiting to be heard and to be felt right there, right there, they're right there, here. But we're like, no, I don't have them. I don't have no needs. I don't need nothing from you. All I need is for you to feel good. I don't have no needs. Ding. This is what most of us have been programmed to be because of so many past events that have programmed us and limited us and made us feel like our needs was a problem. Our needs was an issue for us to receive love. One thing that is really cute in the human evolution is that everything that we do is for love. Everything that we do is for receiving a glimpse of love. So we can pretend that we're not really emotional, but we are deep down big romantic. That's why we are ready to sacrifice so many aspects of us to be sure that we receive that little glimpse of love. Like I said before, I always felt like a burden. I have always felt like a burden. And it's mainly because I have like a life where most of the time I was alone. My mom was working and studying at the same time. I didn't grow up with my father, and it's a whole story that is pretty complicated and that kind of like made me feel like okay, I'm unworthy and I'm not important. And as I grow, that reality became so true in so many ways. Like I've lived in many locations, many places that wasn't my home. I've been taken away from my mom, but in from my childish perspective, it felt like she abandoned me. My dad abandoned me. The people, the houses I went through also abandoned me. So it created that really rigid truth that I am a burden for people and people will always give up on me because I'm not important, because they are showing me that. So I had to really like go through many deep feeling of loneliness, deep feeling of abandonment, and deep feeling of like I'm not worthy. And as I was navigating through life and trying to better myself and face myself and understand who I am and how I can free myself from that feeling, I realized that I somehow at some point was also cooperating in that story of me not being worthy, of me not being important, of people abandoning me. And I realized that I could find this story in the people I was meeting. I'm not important. In the work I was doing, I'm not important. I could see the story in my family. I could see the story in each things of my life. But I could see that I was the one choosing this life. I was the one creating this life. So it means that somehow I can create something else. I can create another reality. I can create a reality where actually I am worthy. I can create a reality where actually I matter, where actually I see myself. So I ask myself, how can I do that? How can I create a reality? How can I live in that reality and truly embody it? So why do we feel like a burden? You having a need not being answered is enough for you to feel like a burden. And I'm talking from like a child perspective. Feeling like a burden does not have to mean that your parents were whack, right? Maybe they were, maybe they were, but it doesn't have to be about that. If you are a child that come into the world and you have like spiritual needs and maybe certain emotional needs that your parent cannot answer to, there is a big risk for you to feel like a burden because you come with questions that don't have any answers. And as a child, you tap into the energy that is around you. You tap into how people feel. You tap into how people react to you. You tap into so many things. And all of those reactions will give you a message. And that message can be really positive and it can be really negative. And in the case where it had been really negative, where you have felt like maybe people were screaming at you when you were just asking questions, or maybe people were judging you, laughing at you, or like being like, "Are you too much?" Oh, blah, 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 blah. You were just receiving that type of energy. Then you have created that reality about yourself that is like, "I am too much." In response to people neglecting your needs, you will either decide to be that person that is like, okay, I have no needs, I don't need no one, I will do it by myself, and I got this, and I got this, and I got this, I need no one. Or you will maybe be that, okay, maybe if I do that, they will give me that. And maybe if I do that, they will give me that. Oh, and maybe if I'm nice all the time, they will give me everything I need and I will be perfect and the world will be perfect. And I will be amazing and everything will be amazing, right? People pleaser. Or there is that one, oh, I need this, please help me, please do this for me, please be me. Be me at this point, just be me. That one too. So there is these ways that people can choose. It's not always a conscious choice because it can depend on so many things. Everyone will find a way to navigate through life and to adapt to the external world so it feels kind of okay, and they're kind of all of receiving the love that they want, or the attention, because that's not really love, but that's another subject. So all of this shows me one thing: we don't have no ideas about how to live in community. We have no ideas about how to be a supportive community and to allow each other to feel comfortable with all of their needs, right? Because back in the days, emotion wasn't discussed in the way that it is discussed today. We didn't have conversation about emotion. We didn't have conversation about safety. We didn't have a course about how to be in relationship to each other. So we were just like guessing that I guess this is a good job. I guess you're gonna figure it out at the end of the day. I guess you're gonna find your way, because at the end you are alone and you gotta do it by yourself. And I believe that this is a big lie. And many today are awakening to the fact that this is a big lie. We are not meant to be independent beings. We are so dependent on each other. We live in a society which means that every action that I'm taking will at some point impact someone else. The bad that I'm doing will at some point impact someone else. And the good that I'm doing will at some point impact someone else. We are not necessarily meant to do it all alone. But because of like all of the frustration we have been experiencing in relationship to others, we kind of want to be alone, right? We rather be alone. And when I say alone, I mean our inner world. I'm not talking about having friend or not having friend. I'm talking about our inner world. We rather just like keep our inner world to ourselves and not talk about our emotion, not talk about how we truly feel, not share about what we need and what we want, but just like, you know what, I'm just gonna be half in and half out, and that half out is the most important part of me, but I'm not about to show it to you because I don't trust that you can handle it. I don't trust that you can take care of it. So we end up feeling kind of like not really satisfied in our relationship because we are not being true. So because we haven't come in contact to that deepness, those secrets, those needs that reside inside of us, that reside deep into us, then we don't have a real connection to ourselves. When we keep something so suppressed into ourselves, then no one can hear about it, not even ourselves. So we are not even aware of the needs that we have. We just like are guessing all the time. So feeling like a burden is not an issue as long as you're not in a relationship with someone. And as long as you're not in a friendship with someone either. Because over here, we are talking about really fulfilling relationship and really fulfilling friendship. We're not talking about friendship where people are talking about each other and they never really dare to say things to each other. We're not talking about friendship where you're not even daring to tell your friend how you truly feel about her. We're not talking about that, okay? We are talking about healthy relationship. We are talking about healthy relationship with yourself that reflect into the relationship that you have to others. So honesty, love, care, nourishment, joy, honesty, safety, guys, safety. That's what I'm talking when I'm talking about relationship. Okay. So when you feel like a burden, you cannot have healthy relationship with people, because to be able to have healthy relationship with people, you have to be honest about your needs, and you have to express them in a way that just come from the roots of you. You see? Because when you're not aware of your needs, what happens is that your needs will always try to be fulfilled anyway, okay? You're not gonna die like this. No, you're gonna try to find a way to get what you want. And maybe you will manipulate the person, or maybe you will project into the person your own emotion. Maybe you will, toxic. You will fall into toxic pattern of toxic behavior as a way to nourish your needs, and therefore break down your relationship and end up in the pattern of repeating the same pattern again and again. Repeating the same pattern again and again will create a reality, right? It will create a story about yourself, which will be that maybe everyone give up on you, when actually you are just repeating the same pattern, not being aware that what the real issue is that you're not connected to your needs. And because you're not connected to your needs, you feel like too much, and you go again feeling like you are a burden, and you are in the cycle of feel like a burden again and again, not seeing that you can unlock and change that reality, shift that reality, if you truly allow yourself to listen to your needs. What do you need? Who are you truly? If you let go of that idea that you're just a people pleaser, if you let go of that idea that you don't have no needs, if you let go of that idea that I cannot take care of myself, if you let go of all of this and you create space within yourself, create space to understand yourself, if you allow yourself to believe in the fact that you don't know yourself and that you have to learn about yourself, and therefore reconnect to your needs, because we all have needs. I talk to people, sometimes they'll tell me I don't have needs. I'm like, what do you mean you don't have needs? Yeah, I don't have needs. I don't need nothing. What do you mean? What do you mean you don't have needs? You're a human being. Of course you have needs. You need water, you need this, you need that, you need attention, you need hugs, you need someone that loves you, you need that, and that, and that. But because we have created that society that is so judgy about people needs, Like people are so focused into the external rather than being focused into the internal, that in today's society it is so normal to say to someone you are too much rather than saying I don't have what it craves for you, right? So we have like that thing because we have so much ego and we are incapable to admit that we don't have it all inside of us. You know, it's a community things. If I cannot love you, someone else will love you. If I cannot do that for you, someone else will do it for you. But we get so much pride and so much ego that we rather destroy the beliefs in someone's eyes and in someone's earth and soul rather than just say, you know what, I'm not the one for you. No, you too much. You have too much emotion. You have too much needs. You have too much blah blah blah. You gotta change. And that's because we are so focused into the external world and so focused into trying to shift the external world rather than face ourselves and be accepted. Totally accept who we are inside of us, right? Because imagine a society where we are capable to be true toward ourselves and towards equality and what we have and what we don't have. Then a father and a mother will have a child that come into the family and they will see that this child have a lot of emotion. They will not shame that child because he have a lot of emotion. No, they will say, wow, that child have a lot of emotion. What can we do about it? Do you have a lot of emotion? No, I don't. I don't know nothing about that. Oh, that's weird. Maybe we should learn and like find a way and search for answers for that child. And sometimes there is case when no one have answers. Wow, let's all evolve and grow and like see what we can do because we have a new child here that have a lot of emotion and we don't know how to handle that. We need to evolve to learn how to integrate that child into a part of us, into the society. No, because we live in that society that truly like don't know how to integrate itself, don't know how to integrate each other. We rather separate and judge and point out and make people feel awkward for the incapacity that we have inside of us. Everything that we feel that don't allow us to evolve, we will project it into the person. That is a sign that we gotta evolve to be sure that we feel good. We are selfish beings because we live in a society that does not have self-acceptance for itself and that is constantly trying to mold people into not having self-acceptance. This create that game, or not really a game, but that dance of like pointing out people where we don't have enough to give them, right? So the lack of acceptance that we have for ourselves, that people have for themselves, create that society where everyone is projecting their own insecurity into people's needs, into people way of being. So if you are that way and I don't match this, I will feel like I need to destroy you to feel better about myself. Because if you don't exist, then I don't have to deal about the insecurity that I feel within, the insecurity of not being enough, the insecurity of not being capable to accept me like I am. Because it's not about being enough, not being enough. It's about accepting who you are and accepting that you cannot match with everyone and that people will be different than you, but it doesn't say anything about you. But because people does not have work on that type of confidence and people just want to have the fake confidence, then we all are projecting into each other. Sorry, I just need to drink water. It's getting hot here. So how do you stop feeling like a burden? The first step to stop feeling like a burden is to face the story that you have about yourself. I think I have repeated this so many times in my videos and I will keep repeating that. You gotta face the story you got about yourself. So if I say my name is Megan, what is the story about myself? Back in the day, the story that I had about myself was, my name is Megan, I'm a burden. People don't really like me and I don't believe that people will either ever love me because I'm too much and I'm too complicated and I'm so weird and I don't fit in anywhere and I can try to fit in but it never really work. I'm not worthy of love. I'm not beautiful. I'm not good enough. I'm not this. I'm not that. I'm not this and I wish I was more that. Truth. Allow the truth to get out of you. Allow truth to come through you. Even though it's so uncomfortable. Even though you have to say to yourself, I feel like I'm ugly. I feel like I'm not beautiful. I feel like I'm not powerful. I feel like my voice does not matter. I feel like this and this and that. Allow yourself to say those things. Hear yourself talking about that. Because sometimes the story that we have in our mind repeats itself again and again, and we're not even aware of it. You got to be aware of that story in your head. What is it that you're saying to yourself all the time? Get in touch with that story, because you cannot change something that you don't know about. So you got to learn your subconscious mind. You got to reconnect to your mind and take over your mind again. Because right now, you're not the one in your mind. There's something else taking over you, controlling you, and it's the past. We got to be in the present, being able to change and shift the reality that we are into. And to be able to do that, we got to reconnect to our truth. And to reconnect to our truth, we got to reconnect to the filters that is behind our truth, which is the subconscious mind. The second thing you want to do when you have reconnected to that truth is to understand why you believe in it. Ask yourself why. Why do I still believe in that? Because it was in the past, right? The story might be that, oh, my mom abandoned me, my dad abandoned me, my dad did that to me, this and this and that. If it was in the past, you have to ask you why you still believe in that to today. Maybe you gotta cry about it. Maybe you gotta heal. Maybe you gotta do what needs to be done to be able to accept that this have happened and let go of it, right? Uh, but maybe it's something that is happening in your day-to-day life that you see every day, repeatedly, all the time. And now you have to ask you why you allowing it to happen. Why do you allow that to happen? Why do you allow people to treat you that way? Why do you allow people to do this and this and that? But not even why do you allow people. It's not about people, it's about you, girl, or boy, or non-binary. Like, it's about you. Like, why do you allow this to happen to you? Why don't you care about you? Why don't you care about your well-being? Why don't you care about you having that life that you deeply want? Why don't you feel like you want to have a good life? Those questions are also important questions that you have to ask yourself. Why? And sometimes when you ask yourself why, you feel like you already have an answer to the why. That might be that, yeah, but I can't right now. Or I have this and this and that. And there is those things that I cannot do. And you have excuse to not prioritize yourself. You have excuse to not see yourself. And all you have to ask yourself also is how long? Because you can continue your whole life. There is people that will live that way this whole life. But you have to ask yourself, how long would I not put myself first? How long would I not see myself? How long would I not love myself? How long would I allow myself to go through heartbreak and heartbreak and heartbreak again and again and again and feel tired and ask for God to help me, but I'm not even helping myself? How long? Another point that is really important is to realize that you are the one creating your reality. I know that this sounds almost like a publicity shield that you just want to like swipe up and be like, shut the fuck up, okay? Shut the fuck up. I'm not the one with I know, but you have to remember, and I say that to every person that I meet and that tell me like, oh, this happened to me, this happened to me, and I feel like I can never like, you are the one that can change everything about your life. And I mean that so deeply. You can change everything about your life. Everything. And and I don't mean that in the like you can manifest your life. I mean like so deeply, like if you truly take that leap, okay, and be like, okay, I'm gonna be honest with myself. I'm gonna change my life. And not change the outside of my life just to look good. I'm gonna change here inside and choose differently for myself. And also accept that I have needs. I have needs. Needs is your right. To have needs is your right. To feel comfortable expressing your needs is your right. To say to someone, this is what I want, is your right. You have to realize that you have the power. You have the power, and you realizing that you have power is in you slowing down. Because we are doing everything so quick, we don't realize that we have power, right? We don't look as deep into things around our lives, so we don't realize how much power we have, and we are so focused into trying to shift the society, which makes us feel really powerless, that we don't realize how much power we have around us in just like giving yourself water, cooking yourself good food, talking to a friend and telling that friend you love her or you love him, being honest and open, choosing how you want to live life and not allowing your outside reality program you into being someone that you're not. That's where your power resides. Your power resides in you tapping into the things that are attainable around you, which is you and the extension of you. Taking care of yourself is the first step of stopping feeling like a burden. Because one of the reasons to why you might really feel like a burden is because you are not even taking care of yourself, because you're still living into the reality that people are saying to you that you are a burden. So everything feels so heavy. And you feel like taking care of yourself is like, oh God, I don't want to do that. Everything as well. I'm so heavy. It's so complicated to take care of me. You're still living in that reality that taking care of you is complicated because you're living through the eyes of people that was not you, that could not handle you because they were not you. You're living through them and not realizing that you can take care of yourself. You can be there for yourself. You can be present for yourself because you are you. And you have everything that craves to be able to handle you. You have the passion, you have the love, you have the calm, you have everything. Because you are you, because you create yourself. So the idea that you are too much for yourself is not true. It's just that you are living through the eyes of other people. And of course, they felt like you were too much. Because not everyone will be capable to take care of you. Because taking care of you is a privilege that not everyone will have the right to. I want you to look at you from a high perspective, not from the perspective of people that could not handle you, not from the perspective of people that could not love you or did not love you, but instead from your heart. But your heart is right now blocked with voices of other people. You are too much, blah, 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 blah. It's like, no, this is not your voices. This is not your truth. You are lovable. You are worthy. And I want you to feel that truly and to not be scared of your needs just because you have hurt people or you have seen people not being capable to take care of you. I want you to be one of those people that dare to be a being that have needs. And you will see that with time you will only go to people that you know can take care of those needs as you take care of them. Because there is certain needs that not only you can take care of. Maybe you need hugs. Maybe you need friends that talk to you in a nice way. Someone that is actually receiving your needs, actually feeling you and being like, oh, thank you for telling me how you feel. Oh, thank you for showing me how you want to be treated. Oh, thank you for being just like so aware of who you are, because you create safety for me, and because you know exactly what you need. I don't need to ever think about what you need because I know that you will tell me what you need when you need it. You see? Imagine this type of relationship. Those type of relationship feels so good. I'm just saying, now that I'm on the other side, not trying to act like I don't have needs, this is the best thing ever. Every relationship feels so fulfilling because I am in my truth and I know that they are in their truth, or maybe practicing to be in their truth. And I appreciate that because I can relax and I don't have to be anxious about, am I doing the right thing? No, they know what they need. They know what they want, and I can trust them. And I know what I want. I know what I need. So I attract people that feel the same because I finally have accepted totally that I have needs. And I'm okay if you in front of me cannot take care of them because I got myself. I'm going to take care of myself. I'm going to take care of my needs. But to be able to come to that, I had to spend time with myself, to actually face myself, to actually face my needs, to actually see that I can take care of myself, to actually develop the capacity within me to take care of myself. Because it was a work, it was not easy, because I was programmed to believe that I was too much. So I didn't develop the aspect in me that was capable to take care of me, that didn't feel like I was too much. So there is a process that needs to happen in you. There is a process of construction that needs to happen within you. Different energy. Maybe you need more discipline within you to be able to take care of your needs. Maybe you need more softness to be able to take care of you when you cry, or take care of you when, like there is different energy that needs to develop into you. So maybe it will be feminine energy, maybe it will be masculine energy that needs to come true to be able to support your whole being. So it will take time. It takes time. But you have to be willing to be on that path. The path of like, yes, I have needs. Yes, I'm a human being. Yes, it is okay to feel like I feel, because yes, I matter. That's the truth you need to tap into to be able to stop feeling like a burden. Feeling like a burden is not your truth. It's the truth of people that could not handle you. It's the projection of people that did not have it inside of them. And it's the product of people that wasn't really able to understand that it's okay that they don't have it, someone else will have it. But if right now you're in that period where you feel like people don't really support you, and even if you try to express your need, people don't support you, maybe it's because you got to count on yourself first before trying to want support from others. You gotta be present for yourself. You gotta know yourself. You gotta learn who is that person, who is you inside of you. Thank you for listening to that video. I'm so grateful for that little time. I hope that this will push you to truly embrace who you are and to truly tap into your divinity, because divine beings do not fear to shine who they are, right? So, love you. Send you a kiss. Many kisses, actually.